So I am going out of town to an academic conference for the next few days, and so I'm going to be unable to be making videos. And so I figured I may as well do a Twitter session that's a little bit longer than normal to keep the content up. And I apologize for any lack of videos, but don't get worried. The Skyrim Let's Play, that's going to continue. Everything's going to keep going on its merry way with the Would You Rathers and whatnot. Just a few days of break. Maybe you guys can go outside, go for a run, or watch some Ray William Johnson videos because he's just hilarious, clever, and unique in every comprehensible way. So anyway, on to the Twitter questions. Let's check it out. All right. From Supatama, what do you want to be doing 10 years from now, job-wise? Honestly, I don't even have an answer for that. I know it's weird for me to not even have an answer to make up, but aside from, the really big ambition to be a porn star and get paid to have sex every day, I'm not really thinking that's going to happen, but, it's within the realm of possibility. Maybe you'll see me out there. I'll go by Mercadurka if I do, so you guys can know, and you can go straight from my videos on YouTube to my videos on RedTube. It'll be a great kind of thing. I can get really a lot of traffic to both, so that'll be really beneficial for me. So that's the goal. But as far as like a serious goal, I really have no idea. I don't know what I want to do. I'm too young, honestly, to know what I could possibly have a passion about for such a long duration, which is what it's going to require to find a lifelong occupation. So hopefully I find something I'm passionate about, or at least something that I'm good enough at to excel for my whole life. Kind of a big question that people kind of throw away. All right, next person. Sinvidius. What singer would you marry solely based on their voice? That's a good one. Let me think about that. I'm going to have to say Johnny Cash. I would marry Johnny Cash because he had a cool voice. He wasn't that great of a singer, honestly. It was just the way he sounded that was unique. And also, even though he's dead, he was totally conservative and against gay rights as far as I know. And so that'd be a really cool thing to marry Johnny Cash. Not only would it be a gay marriage, it'd be a gay necrophiliac marriage where I just married a gay man. I guess he couldn't even consent to it, so that wouldn't be very fair. Maybe I'd have to get his next of kin to agree. So that would be kind of strange. But yep, Johnny Cash. Next person, your boy Shoots wants to know my summer plans. Honestly, aside from getting tan and sitting out by the pool, no, I'm just kidding. I really don't sit out by the pool and do all the summer activities as much as I should. I should get outside more and enjoy that. But honestly, I think I'm going to be working, doing an internship, in addition to continuing to make YouTube videos and whatnot, because even though this is a fun hobby, it does take a lot of time relatively as a hobby. There aren't really many people who have hobbies where they put as much time and effort into it as YouTube. But of course, I get paid for YouTube, so there's no complaint there. But as far as summer plans, nothing really cemented down yet. As soon as I get out of school, I'm going to be going to the Living Legends CPX Sports Paintball Tournament, which I went to last year with Woody and Kyle and Trevor and a lot of people, and that was a ton of fun, and so I'm excited for that. So if you guys want to go to that, you definitely should. It's in Joliet, Illinois, and it's not regular paintball. Don't think this is a regular paintball game. This is the equivalent of paintball as what the Battle of Minas Tirith in Lord of the Rings, the third one, is to movie battles, Because I can still remember sitting in that theater in like 2003 for the first time. It was for my friend's birthday. Then he had a bunch of us go see Lord of the Rings, the third one. And I can still remember watching that scene just being like, holy shit! This is ridiculous! This is so awesome and badass in every single way. And so don't really know what that has to do with my summer plans, but it'd be awesome if I could find a way to, take part in such a battle over the summer, which you guys can't do, which is at Living Legends. I'm going to probably plug them pretty regularly from now on because it's awesome to meet you guys, and I got to talk to a lot of cool people, and I even signed some autographs, weirdly enough, because even last year I was like, really, you want me to sign something? I'm not even YouTube famous. Like I'm like a minor YouTube guy. There's no way anything I sign is going to be worth more than it would be without my signature, unless it's like a check. But anyway. Lucasade Beast, were you ever into Power Rangers? If so, what color was your favorite? Yes, I was incredibly into Power Rangers as a kid, just like I was incredibly into Ninja Turtles as a kid. And I'd have to say my favorite Ranger was the Red Ranger, and that was back in the original Power Rangers. None of this bullshit with morphin ridiculousness and crazy shit. It was just simple, a bunch of teenagers who would dress up for fun and then kick the shit out of really just amazingly weak opponents. Like, I still remember, like, when you watch Star Wars and you see the stormtroopers missing every single shot, you realize, like, yeah, they're missing, kind of unrealistic, but whatever, it's a movie. But when you watch Power Rangers, like, the enemies it almost looked like they would go out of their way to just provide a fat punch to the face for every opponent. Like, they would just run, just sprinting at the Power Rangers, like, hit me next, hit me, no me, get out of my way, no strategy, just hit me, knock me out. Like, yeah, so that's not really relevant to anything, but that's how I feel about Power Rangers. And as far as Ninja Turtles went, I was way more into that just because I thought it was cool that they were turtles and ninjas at the same time, and they still, like, wore a bandana to hide them. And it wasn't even like a bandana that hid their face. Like, imagine that. That's like if I were a 10-foot-tall ogre with one eye and green skin, and to conceal myself on my way to class every day, I would wear a cape. It's like, really, what the hell? If anything, my cape's going to draw more attention to me, because otherwise they'd be like, oh, that guy's like a 10-foot-tall ogre, Cyclops, we better be, PC and not make fun of him for it. But if they see a 10-foot-tall ogre Cyclops with a cape, suddenly it's like, Jesus, what's this guy planning? Is he gonna fly away? Is he gonna take me back to his lair and murder me and eat me and abuse me? Is that what's gonna happen? So that's something I think about on a daily basis. It's a really important thing to put your thought and time into. Anyway, next person. WWF Soccer 19. Who are you planning on voting for in November? Honestly, I don't want to vote for Obama, and I don't want to vote for Romney, even though, there's been a bunch of hullabaloo about Ron Paul getting a lot more support, but honestly, he has no chance of getting elected. He really just doesn't. The only reason that he seems popular is because he has such a huge support on the grassroots level, and so you see a ton of posts about him on websites. But as far as real life is concerned, if you walk outside and just ask a few people, with maybe the exception of being on a college campus, obviously, and you ask them if they're going to support Ron Paul, they're mostly going to say no, just because even though he has a few good ideas, he is overall a crazy lunatic who wants to take us back to the Stone Age as far as, or I guess not the Stone Age, that's a little bit of hyperbole. He wants to take us back to the gold standard, which is ridiculous. He wants to obliterate women's rights for abortions, and I think that's pretty despicable. And people are he's almost like the least of the evils, So like we look at all of the policies of the other politicians, and we're like, Jesus, this is so terrible. And then you see Ron Paul, who at least has a few decent ideas, and everybody just latches to him and gives him an undue amount of support just because he really is the least of the evil. So not going to vote for Obama, most likely. Not going to vote for Mitt Romney at all. No chance of that. I really think I'm going to vote third party, and I haven't done very much research into the third party candidates yet, but that's probably what I'm going to end up doing. And I know that they don't have a chance of winning this time around, but if nothing else, if we can get a higher proportion of people voting for the third party, eventually people are going to say, hey, this is now a viable option, and I won't feel bad for, quote, throwing away my vote. Because really the way it is with third-party candidates is people look at them and say, I'm not going to vote for this third-party candidate because he doesn't have a chance of winning. And he doesn't have a chance of winning because people have that stupid mindset that he'll only win if everybody else takes the initiative. It's kind of like a displacement of responsibility. So I'm going to vote third-party most likely just to maybe start a revolution, but most likely it will not work. Maybe I won't even vote. I don't know. I'm really against people who say, you need to vote. That's your responsibility. You have to. That's what you need to do. And at this point, it's like, why do I even need to vote? What's the point? My voice clearly doesn't matter. Politicians and diplomats in this country don't give two shits and a tug of a dead dog's dick what I think about anything, and so what's the point of even putting my voice out there? Because I guarantee when I go out there and vote, there are going to be 10 social conservatives who I'll go out there and vote and just cancel out everything that I would have wanted to do. But yeah, so that's kind of disheartening. Maybe I'm being a little bit overly pessimistic about that, but hey, cynicism is kind of necessary when you're looking into politics, which, another thing, I got to talk about this. People always act like talking about politics is rude or that it's just, bullshit and not to get into it. And that really just drives me crazy because nothing is a testament to the laziness of our population like someone who just doesn't want to talk about politics, like someone who just doesn't want to address the issues and just pretends like, oh, it'll take care of itself. Like, no, that's not how reality works. If you're going to use your ability to vote, at least have the common decency to educate yourself first, which unfortunately is a rarity here. Anyway, off my soapbox on that.